It happens in a split second. You're walking out of the grocery store, reaching for your car keys, and the bag rips. A carton of milk, a jar of sauce, and a half-dozen apples tumble onto the pavement. But it isn't the mess that makes your heart sink. It's the stumble that followed. That brief, terrifying moment of instability where your legs didn't respond, where your balance felt like it was on a knife's edge. In that moment, the fear isn't about spilled groceries. It's about a much deeper question. Am I losing control? Long before we worry about our memory or our eyesight, our body sends out a more fundamental warning. It doesn't come from the head. It comes from the ground up. It starts in your legs. Welcome to Healthy Steps Seniors. I'm Christopher Wilson, and here we believe that your senior years should be a time of wisdom and vitality, not weakness and worry. Our mission is to provide you with medically sound, science-backed guidance that empowers you to take charge of your health. Today we're addressing one of the most critical yet often overlooked aspects of aging, the fact that your legs weaken first. We're not just going to talk about the problem, we are going to give you the solution. We will walk you through 6 foundational foods, each one a powerful tool, scientifically shown to help you rebuild strength, restore balance, and reclaim the confidence that is rightfully yours. This isn't about exotic supplements or impossible workout routines. This is about the power that is already waiting for you in your kitchen. So why do the legs falter before anything else? Think of your body as a house. Your mind may be the library and your heart the furnace, but your legs, your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves are the foundation. And when the foundation begins to crack, the entire structure is at risk. This gradual loss of muscle, a condition doctors call sarcopenia, is more than just a normal part of aging. Our experts on staff often refer to it as a disease of neglect. It can start quietly in your 40s and 50s, but by the time you're in your 70s, you might have lost a staggering 30 to 40% of your muscle mass, most of it from your lower body. This isn't just about feeling weak. As our physical therapist often explains, it creates a dangerous downward spiral. Your metabolism slows down, your circulation becomes sluggish, and your joints lose their support, dramatically increasing your risk of a fall. It's why leg strength and walking speed are 2 of the most reliable predictors of longevity used in clinical settings. The cause is a perfect storm of modern life. We sit more, depriving our largest muscles of the signals they need to stay strong. At the same time, crucial hormones that build muscle, like testosterone and estrogen, naturally decline, while the stress hormone, cortisol, a notorious muscle waster, can become elevated. But I want to be absolutely clear. This is not a one-way street. You are not powerless. Muscle is one of the most adaptable tissues in your body, and you can rebuild it. The right food is a biological command. It tells your body to repair, to rebuild, and to restore. So let's start issuing those commands, beginning with a humble root that can reawaken your entire lower body. Our first food is one that reconnects the supply lines to your legs: beets. I remember a patient, Robert, a retired mailman in his late 60s. He used to walk miles every day, but recently he complained that his legs felt heavy as lead. He'd get tired after just a few blocks, and his feet were always cold. He said it felt like the life was draining out of them. Robert was suffering from poor circulation, a silent saboteur of leg strength. Here is where the magic of Beets comes in. As Dr. Wilson, our lead geriatric specialist, explains, beets are one of nature's most potent vasodilators. This means they help your blood vessels relax and open up. They're packed with natural compounds called nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as the traffic controller for your circulatory system, telling your arteries to widen, which allows more oxygen-rich blood to flow freely. For Robert's legs, which were being starved of oxygen, this was a game changer. Better blood flow means more oxygen, more nutrients, and more fuel for tired muscles. It's not just a theory. Clinical trials have shown that beetroot juice can significantly improve walking distance and stamina in older adults. After incorporating roasted beets and a small glass of beet juice into his weekly diet, Robert reported that the heaviness was lifting. The warmth was returning to his feet. He was, in his own words, getting his mailman legs back. Beets don't just give you energy, they deliver it. Our second food works to put out the smoldering fire of inflammation: sardines. Let me tell you about Eleanor, a 78-year-old grandmother whose greatest joy was her garden. But recently, a constant nagging ache in her knees had forced her to give it up. She called it old age, but it was actually chronic inflammation, a destructive process that eats away at joints and weakens muscle. Sardines are nature's firefighters. These small fish are overflowing with the omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, which are among the most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds known to science. Our team's nutritionist describes them as cellular peacemakers. They enter your system and actively signal your body to calm the inflammatory storm that causes so much joint pain and stiffness. But that's not all. Sardines are a rare natural source of vitamin D, a nutrient that is absolutely essential for muscle function and bone strength. Most adults over 60 are deficient in it, leading to weaker muscles and a higher risk of fractures. Because you eat the tiny soft bones in sardines, you also get a highly absorbable form of calcium. It's the perfect package for skeletal strength. After a few months of adding sardines on whole grain toast to her lunch routine twice a week, Eleanor called me overjoyed. She was back in her garden, kneeling on her cushioned pad, pain-free. She wasn't just eating fish, she was consuming protection. Next up is a tiny seed that solves a very common and painful problem: pumpkin seeds. David, a 72-year-old retired accountant, came to us in desperation. He was being woken up nearly every night by excruciating cramps in his calves. He'd tried everything: stretching, hydration, but nothing worked. David's problem wasn't a lack of stretching, it was a lack of a crucial mineral. That mineral is magnesium, and pumpkin seeds are one of the richest sources on Earth. As our specialists often explain, think of magnesium as the body's relaxation mineral. It's the calming hand on an overwound spring. Every time your muscle contracts, it uses calcium. To relax, it needs magnesium. When you're deficient, your muscles can't fully release, leading to those painful cramps, twitches, and spasms. The legs, with their massive muscle groups, require a huge amount of magnesium to function properly. Just a small handful of pumpkin seeds a day provides a significant portion of your daily needs. We had David start snacking on roasted pumpkin seeds in the afternoon. Within 2 weeks, his nighttime cramps had vanished. He was finally sleeping through the night, and that restful, restorative sleep allowed his muscles to truly heal. Sometimes the most profound strength comes not from what you add, but from what you replenish. Our fourth food is a humble legume that rebuilds your legs from the inside out: lentils. Maria, a 68-year-old grandmother, felt like her battery was constantly drained. She'd feel fine in the morning, but by the time she wanted to play with her grandkids in the afternoon, her legs felt weak and she would get breathless just walking across the room. Maria wasn't just tired, she was suffering from nutrient depletion, likely a mild form of anemia. Lentils are a plant-based powerhouse. They are packed with iron, the essential mineral your body needs to make hemoglobin, which is the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen to your tissues. When you're low in iron, your oxygen delivery suffers, and your legs, being the farthest from your heart, feel it first. A warm bowl of lentil soup, especially when paired with a vitamin C source like a squeeze of lemon to enhance iron absorption, is like a direct oxygen infusion for your muscles. Furthermore, lentils are full of high-quality protein and fiber. The protein provides the building blocks to repair muscle, while the fiber ensures a slow, steady release of energy, preventing those blood sugar crashes that made Maria feel so drained. By making lentils a staple in her diet, Maria found she had the sustained energy to not just watch her grandkids play, but to get on the floor and join them. Our fifth food provides the essential lubrication and hormonal support your legs crave: the avocado. Susan, a 75-year-old who had been a dancer her whole life, described feeling dried out. Her joints felt stiff, her movements less fluid. She was losing the graceful ease that had defined her. Her body was missing the healthy fats that are crucial for joint health and hormone production. Avocados are rich in beautiful monounsaturated fats. These aren't the fats that harm you, these are the fats that heal you. They act like a lubricant for your joints and are the fundamental raw material your body uses to produce hormones like estrogen and testosterone. After menopause and as men age, these hormone levels decline, which directly contributes to muscle loss and bone fragility. Eating healthy fats from avocados gives your body the tools it needs to support its own hormone balance. Avocados are also packed with potassium, even more than bananas, which is essential for proper muscle contraction and preventing cramps. For Susan, adding half an avocado to her daily salad was like oiling a rusty hinge. The stiffness began to ease, and that feeling of fluid motion started to return. She was providing her body with the very building blocks it needed to feel supple and strong again. Finally, our sixth food is a small, sour fruit that is a master of nighttime recovery: tart cherries. George, a 79-year-old retired carpenter, had a familiar problem. His legs ached so much by the end of the day that he couldn't get comfortable in bed. He'd toss and turn, and the poor sleep just made him feel weaker the next day, creating a vicious cycle of pain and exhaustion. Tart cherries are one of the most potent natural recovery aids discovered by science. They work in two brilliant ways. First, they are loaded with antioxidants called anthocyanins, which powerfully reduce the inflammation and muscle soreness that builds up from a day of activity. Even just walking or climbing stairs can cause microdamage that leads to aching, and tart cherries help calm that storm. Second, and this is critical, tart cherries are one of the few foods that naturally contain melatonin, the hormone that governs deep, restorative sleep. Real healing and muscle repair happens when you are in deep sleep. By drinking a small glass of unsweetened tart cherry juice an hour before bed, George broke the cycle. The anti-inflammatory effect soothed his aching legs, and the natural melatonin helped him fall asleep and stay asleep. He started waking up feeling rested and refreshed, and his legs felt stronger because they had finally been given the chance to properly heal. The weakness in your legs is not your destiny. It's a signal. It's a call to action. The 6 foods we've explored today, beets, sardines, pumpkin seeds, lentils, avocados, and tart cherries, are your toolkit for answering that call. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be intentional. Start with 1. Add some pumpkin seeds to your oatmeal. Have a bowl of lentil soup for lunch. Choose to eat not just to fill your stomach, but to fuel your foundation. And remember, this information provided in this video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have seen on this channel. At Healthy Step Seniors, we believe that every meal is an opportunity to rebuild the very foundation that carries you through life. Your mobility is your freedom, the freedom to live with dignity, to participate with joy, and to walk forward with confidence. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to our channel for more empowering, science-based health wisdom. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these 6 powerful foods will you be adding to your plate this week? Share your plans and your own stories of strength in the comments below. We read every one. Remember, you have the power to reclaim your strength, one meal and one step at a time.